Well, just in the last hour, more protesters, about 50-odd, have blocked junction 14, which is one of the slip roads around Heathrow. That is always carnage at the best of times. It is, stopped traffic now all around there. I think authorities had thought that they had got to grips with this problem with the injunction that was taken out last week to prevent any more protests around the M25, because it's a court-granted injunction handed down by a judge. Any breach of that is, of course, a contempt of court, which judges take very seriously. And it did seem to work for a while, because the protesters changed their tactics and on Friday went down to Dover and blockaded the port of Dover, the ferry terminal around there. But today they're back.
Well, it's the same group.
It's Insulate Britain. They posted on their social media feeds that they're there with 50 activists back on the M25. Now, what will be difficult for them is, although it's slipways onto the M25, they're all granted as part of the injunction. So it's not just the M25, but those feeder slip roads and roundabouts leading onto the M25.
What am I missing here? Why don't the police just go in and arrest them then?
Well, the police need to make sure that they're in proper numbers so that they can go in and arrest. When you've got 50 activists, you go in with 20 police officers to try and arrest them, then they can run off and got all kinds of directions.
Well, looking at the average age of them, I'm not sure that's true.
Well, potentially the police are concerned that they could run into the path of another oncoming vehicle. So,
And it's Monday morning, so causing havoc out there, I imagine. How long have they been? How long has this been? Was it literally just now that we're hearing?
Just within the last hour. Right. Police have said that they've managed to open one of the carriageways on this slip road to the M25, but you can imagine that the traffic going past this slip road is very slow indeed, and it has a knock-on effect on all that area.
Oh, yeah. So it's just for our viewers who are tuning in, maybe getting in the car soon. Junction 14, M25. So around Heathrow, as you
isolated to Junction 14 at the moment, but we know the way in which this group has operated in the past. It's targeted more than one junction. We'll wait to see if there are other reports coming in, but at the moment it's just this one area around Heathrow Airport, very badly affected with significant traffic jams.
I'm just looking online. There's some video of this as well, and some of them look quite young, but it is clearly creating what they want to do, which is chaos. We've seen this before. The British public, on the whole, are pretty frustrated with the police on this.
Frustrated with the police, certainly frustrated with Insulate Britain. They want to see as an understandable response, a very quick response from the police so that they can get in there and they can move them on. But as I said, if a bunch of protesters turn up, it takes police resources a while to get there in the numbers that they can do something effective.
But what they do face this time, unlimited fines, and up to 2 years in prison because they're in breach of a court order.
I would imagine they must be making a calculation in their own head that a judge is going to say, slap on the wrist this time, maybe a small fine, not imprison them.
Well, that's quite a gamble, because if judges reflect public opinion, that's not what they're going to say.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, but they'll certainly now be up before the courts. And as you say, they could well be facing a prison term as well as a very significant fine.
OK, Mark, I know you're going to hit the phones. Back with any more news throughout the morning. Thank you very much, Mark White.
Right, coming up, Tom Harwood.
You may have a view on what they're up to. That's all I'm saying. GBNews at gbnews.uk, because you just know how this is going to end up.
Yeah, no.